And welcome everybody. We are here at Spa-Francorchamps. It is round 12 of the Liga Virtual F1 22 Championship. We've had a pretty exciting 11 races prior to this. However, the championship is settling itself out now. Carlos Fenno is a little bit clear of our second place contender Danny 01, who is a long way clear of Cabeza Speed in third. Jeff's moved himself up into fourth, with Asiete in fifth, and ZTHD has fallen down into sixth place. It's still very tight between fourth and sixth. 4 points separate the three drivers there. And you have Reinhardt on 72 as well before falling down the field to Moretti, who's only on 49 points. A long way behind Reinhardt at the moment, and then you have Mimo, Hydro 19, who's had some solid finishes, and we just see a driver hitting a wall there. And then we have Ivano in 11th, Mangle C12 in 12th. We don't have all the drivers here today. Not everybody's joined us. We have Reinhardt, who's setting the times at the moment. It'll soon be time for qualifying, no doubt. And we have Danny 01 currently in second, Mimo in third. He is a little way off the pace though, 1.2 seconds. We have Ivan in fourth, Asiete in fifth, Michael C12 in sixth, Cabeza Speed in seventh, Bence Valdinger for another appearance in eighth, Jeff in ninth, struggling a little bit at this circuit, but the times might not be representative. Carlos 1982 in 10th. ZHD, Rodriguez and Dejan Kovacic, who's a new starter this week. They haven't set a time for this practice session, so we will wait to see exactly what sort of performance they're doing this practice session. But here we are. The images on your screen are live. This is what is happening right now. And you can see the times there on the left, just showing you who is doing what. Now, as I mentioned, Carlos Fenno is a little bit clear at the top of this championship. He doesn't appear to be on server right now, so because he's not on server, it's a wonder as to whether he's going to appear today for the qualifying session. But if he doesn't, will Danny 01 score enough points to close that gap right up for the rest of this championship? Now, in terms of drivers and teams, there is a teams championship, but it does take the format of the proper 22 championship, with each car having that livery. So Alpine at the moment with the 2022 livery are a long way clear of Ferrari, who's, to be honest, mostly been scored by Carlos Fenno alone. They're in second, and Red Bull in third. Now, Red Bull might not have much of a chance to close the gap up to the top, but that doesn't mean they're not going to have a bit of a fight with Haas, Williams and Alfa Romeo to come. McLaren, AlphaTauri, Aston Martin and Mercedes are kind of battling between themselves, but there is a long way to go in this championship, so if they get their act together and score some really good points, they could end up challenging. But those are the liveries that you're going to see. Last year's liveries from the Formula 1 Championship. These drivers circulate around in these liveried cars, pretending they are indeed those Formula 1 stars of last year. So the stream chat is live, by the way, so if you do want to get involved, just give us a shout. We have already Jurassic saying, "Go Danny Cabeza," clearly cheering on for the Alpine team. 287 points clear at the top of the championship for the manufacturers, whereas Ferrari, again, mostly scored by Carlos Fenno on 229. So not too much of a fear for them this weekend, especially with the times Danny is setting at the moment. He will be wanting to outscore his teammate for one weekend this year. I wonder whether it will be this weekend. seeing drivers lapping the circuit at the moment. And then we will be moving into a qualifying session shortly. And then of course we will have a full-length race. Usually filled with drama and controversy. All the way through. So just to let you know, I am Alexander Rhodes. I am doing the broadcast today. There is no Charles with us. It is just me on your telly boxes, doing all of the work. As we see a bit of an accident on screen there, that wasn't the best idea. As you take come down towards Oldridge with no front wing, that will be scary indeed. Daniel Owen's not on circuit at the moment, neither's Reinhardt. Maimo's got himself in third place. Reservoir speed circulated nicely though. Now in terms of where we are in the event, back champ, you can see the track temperature and the air temperature. It's very odd to see the air temperature being very close to track temperature. We're seeing a little bit of lag there. We might be seeing a little bit of lag. Don't seem to hear anybody on circuit at the moment. We may be changing into the next session. But if you're wondering what's in store for the rest of this championship, that's where we are, just over halfway. Again, the round culminating at round 22 in Abu Dhabi. That is a long way off, though, 17th of December. So this running for quite a long time through the year. So we will try and get on board with another driver. If anybody's coming out for pits, hopefully this will be the qualifying session. And we will bring you some overlays to show you what's happening on circuit. There we go. So we have the drivers all on their outlaps now. So we will have 15 minutes to set a lap at a very long circuit. You cannot get around Spa in 1 minute just like you can Austria. These drivers will be trying to keep themselves out of the wall, because if they do have to go back to the pits, it's a very long way to make another outlap. Of course, it's a very long time to keep it clean and keep it safe. If there are mistakes, then they will ruin your lap, and it's a long way to go to start another one. This also means that you don't have as many chances to get that lap in. You have got to be on form from the start of the lap to the end. Let's have a look at what is happening qualifying. So everybody, as we know, is on an out lap. I don't have a track map to show me where the drivers are on circuit, which is a bit of a shame for this overlay. It would be nice to know who is closest to starting the time. However, the overlay does work beautifully, so I suppose we can't complain too much. As we're just coming through the bus stop now, on board with Benjamin Reinhardt. As he goes across the start line right here. And he will now go towards La Source before, wow, very sideways into La Source there. I'm wondering if that cost him anything on the exit. It certainly will have heated those tyres up nicely as he comes down through Eau Rouge and then Radillon. Now a long drag down to the chicane and Lacombe. Again, this chicane didn't always used to be here, so it's an unnamed chicane. Through the right and then the left, and then set yourself up for Lacombe. Down the hill now. Just one corner to go before you get to Pouan. Pouan will be very scary in these cars, no doubt. Will Benjamin be flat? No, there's a little lift. Absolutely a little lift before the left hand of Pouan. So Benjamin's currently purple. Nobody's taken that off him just yet. So Danny 01, Maimo and Cabeza Speed all setting sector 1 time. towards final few corners now. You can just hear these cars on song all the way through this lap. And what time will Benjamin set? Benjamin comes through with a 1:47.50. Will anybody challenge that? Danny 01 1:41.4978. In Cabeza speed 1:41.466. So there's a couple of laps. Danny 01 returning to the pits there, obviously thinking he needs a different set of tyres. Nico Maimo on circuit now. 1:42.027. Maimo going straight back out for another lap. Reinhardt's on it as well though. We'll see a yellow car in the distance there. That will be someone's livery that hasn't loaded. So he will of course try and correct that at some point. Reinhardt is coming down the hill now. Front wing on the circuit there as Reinhardt takes a lot of the grass. Still lifting through, go on. Again, these cars with the downforce they're generating, they should, with light fuel loads, they should be able to take that flat. Providing you set yourself up correctly. I'm not seeing any sector times on screen for Reinhardt at the moment, so I'm wondering if Reinhardt went back to the pits to do another outlap. He is on the softer tyres, which may struggle a little bit with this long lap. Cabeza speed is on a lap, yellow in sector 2, so might not improve, but green in sector 1, green in sector 3 he might improve. 1:41.584, so just a little bit off the 4.66 he set earlier. Going to reset for another set of tyres, I believe. Rodriguez going quickly. And it's Rodriguez who is in the yellow car. I'm going to see if I can reset that really quickly. Just nip back to the comms box. If the screen will allow it. There we go. And we can jump on board. If the screen will allow it with Rodriguez in a properly delivered car. There we go. So, Rodriguez. 1:44.657, but he does have the purple for sector 3. Coming down to Lacombe at the moment. Purple in sector 1. But that's quickly been disregarded because Reinhardt's gone purple in sector 1. Not far behind. So Rodriguez will have a chance for a pole position here. But will Reinhardt be able to snatch that right back off him? Seeing a lot of oversteer there. That was a very sketchy moment for the Aston Martin livery car. Green in sector 2. Not purple. We're seeing a bit of lag there. That was not Rodriguez going off circuit. That was just latency from the network. Catching a little bit of dust on the way into Blanchimont there. Now down to bus stop. If he keeps it neat, if he keeps it tidy, it could be right up there. So, Rodriguez coming through over the line, 1:41.052. That puts him in second. Reinhardt's got a purple in sector 1, purple in sector 2, and a purple in sector 3 for a 1:39.725. Great lap there for Asite. But sorry, for Rodriguez and Reinhardt. Asite 1:41.645. Got Danny 01, 2 green sectors. To 1:41.165, so it does improve up into third place. So Danny 01 leads Cabeza speed, as it has been for this team for most of the races. Still don't have Carlos Fedor on circuit at the moment. Dejan Kovacic doesn't have a lap on the board at the moment, neither does Ivan. Ivan does now have a lap 1:42.382. Dejan at his debut here with the League of Virtual F1. Around in that lovely Alfa Romeo car. The target time does say 1:39.725, but Belgian will have to put everything on the table if he's going to try and achieve that. Danny's going for another lap, leading sector 1. Very fast it seems around pool 1. Not as wide on the exits, that might help him through sector 2. Getting very tricky through this sector of the track, dancing with the car on the limit of adhesion. The tyres screaming in agony for a lot of that section. And we'll open the car up, send it down towards Blanchimont and the bus stop. The green again in sector 2. Anyone now coming down to the last part of the lap. If he gets this right, he could put himself into second place. Rodriguez might have something to say about that, however. To 1:48.70, so yes, he's in second place. Cabeza Speed is on circuit as well. Now, there's an Aston Martin in third place. Can Cabeza Speed do anything about that? We've seen Reinhardt still lapping, still putting in sometimes. 39 might be quite difficult to beat. Ivanhoe just gets himself up into 5th place now with a 1:41.523. CTA right behind. Did not sound like Cabeza Speed lifted much, if he did lift at all around for once. So maybe the drivers are getting brave enough now. Maybe the track's evolving slightly to allow the tyres to grip a little bit better. Do remember, viewers, do remember, we don't have Carlos Fenner with us today. He's not on track at the moment. Dadzerup says, Vamos, Colitos. Rafaf says, Saludos desde Virtual Sim Sport. Thank you very much, guys. Keep the comments coming in. We will read them out as we can. Down towards bus stop now. 2 green sectors for Cabeza Speed. There's a car in front. This might help with drag reduction. Cabeza Speed comes up to the line, a 1:41.250, so not enough to leapfrog ahead of Rodriguez. Not this time around. He returns to the pits. Rodriguez still on circuit. Green in sector 1, green in sector 2. So this could be a chance to improve into second place. There is not much at all between second and third. Dejan Kovacic's got himself into the top 10 on his debut at 1:41.988. It's not bad going. All these guys having a lot of practice, so it's very difficult to go up against them. So Rodriguez comes up to the line, 1:45.52. So puts himself back into that second place and throws the gauntlet back over to Danny 01, who now has to try and get himself ahead of the Aston Martin once again. I see there's on track at the moment. Yellow in sector 1 though. Ivanhoe is on an outlap. Not long left in this session now, 3 minutes 20, so there won't be a chance for another lap after the next one. If you're on an outlap, the next lap will be your last. And there are a lot of drivers all on their outlap. Legend being one of them. Pizzetti on an actual lap. Pizzetti has had some pace in races gone by, as has Jeff. Jeff's all the way down in 11th. We do know that Jeff struggles in qualifying, but he does perform in the race. We have Benz, who's yellow in sector 1, green in sector 2. Coming up to the bus stop just now. Can he move himself up out of 12th place? Very ginger out of the bus stop. 1:43.603. So it is an improvement, but it doesn't move him up a position just yet. To yellow in sector 1, so it's going to be a hard ask to get into the top 10. Reinhardt is currently on a lap, but 2 yellow sectors, so that's not going to be a new pole position. Rodriguez still on his outlap. Danny 01, yellow in sector 2. Let's come around, launch him up there. So Danny 01 does have a lot to ask of this last sector. He's going to have to really dig in and send it. We'll get one more shot. So no improvement there from Danny. He's going to go for it again. Cabeza speed still on his outlap very early on in this outlap, so he's going to have to hustle to get down to the line. As is Nico Maimo, just a little bit ahead of Cabeza speed, so Cabeza speed might get held up here. Never know, yellow in sector 1, so that's no improvement at the moment, as is Mangle C12, and it's showing green on your screens. Mangle C12 currently in 8th place. Mangle C12's had an alright season so far. Very consistent points. He's in 12th place in the championship, but I'm sure he'll want to move himself up just a little bit. Around towards this long straightaway section now. Just got himself up into 9th place for his leapfrog Dejan and Josetti HD. Another green sector for Mangle C12 here. This could be a very decent improvement. Currently in 8th place. Where will he end up after this lap? Mangle C12 rounding the bus shop, coming up to the line. He's a little bit outside of the track there. I'm not sure if that's legal, but it's a 141.596, so it is an improvement. But it's still 8th place. That Williams driver. Now, who do we have on circuit right now? We have Reinhardt still showing an outlap, but he's at the bus stop chicane now, so he's going to start his last charge. Rodriguez is on a lap. Green in sector 1. That means it's not the fastest sector of the day. It is just his personal best for the moment. I'm not sure if that was lag. Nope, Rodriguez is pulling over to the side. That is his qualifying session over. Daniel is in the pits as well, so he's not going to improve on his time. Aceite has leapfrogged Cabeza, so he's sat in 4th place right now for the Haas liveried car. The checkered flag is out, however, so this lap will have to be it if he's going to improve at all. Reinhardt did set a purple in sector 1 just now, so he is going faster. However, in terms of challengers, I'm not sure whether any of the contenders are there. Nico Maimo purple in sector 2, but yellow in sector 1. So this may be a good chance for Maimo to move up the order just a little bit. Maimo being a little bit further around the circuit, so he'll come across the line before Reinhardt. Watching all of the sector times with interest right now as we get towards the end of this qualifying session. Maimo up to the line now. Across 146.82, so moves all the way up into 4th place. Reinhardt not able to match that second sector time that Maimo has just put in. That must have been a blinder. But it's showing purple on your screens. I can assure you that Maimo's was faster. By 2/10 almost, but Reinhardt comes down to the line now. A good chance to improve on this lap and drop the bar even more. With 139.631, so takes off another 10th from his previous time. Rodriguez, as we know, is in the pits, as is Cabeza Speed, who's in 3rd. He's leapfrogged his teammate at 148.51 with Maimo in 4th, and Danny Owan's in 5th. Aceite stopped is 148.92 in 6th. Ivano in 7th. Mangle C12 having to settle for 8th in the end. Jeff in 9th. With Dejan on his debut, getting the 10th place, rounding out that top 10. Then in 11th we have Josetti HD. We expect him to go a little bit faster in the race. Vince Valdinger is in 12th, and Carlos 1982 rounding out the last car on the grid, unlucky 13. Hopefully it's a bit luckier for Carlos than it is the rest of us. We know we have fans on the stream, and if you are a fan of any particular driver, do let us know in the comments, and we will take a little break in just a second, or we're going for another qualifying session. No, that's right. So we are in the warm-up, so we will have about 5 minutes for the drivers to just cool down after that intense session, and then they will line up on the grid for their formation lap, during which time we can let you go get your snacks. You will need them. Go get your drinks, because you're probably going to be shouting at the screens a lot. And of course, we'll see you back in just a few minutes to get the race underway. There we go, viewers. We are back with you at the end of the warm-up session. And we will soon be moving to the race event, your main event for the day. many drivers left on circuit now. And how are you all enjoying the stream? Are you all having a good time? Who are you supporting? Let us know on the Twitch. As a reminder, we have a few viewers all sharing their love for the drivers, the championship. Let us know what you think. Of course, there are other ways to get involved. If you do want to take part, do search out League of Virtual F1. They usually organise their races through Discord, and they're on Grid Finder as well. We're just seeing final driver come across the line, I believe. That may hopefully mean we can advance the session and get this race underway for the day. Now in Belgium, it looks to be pretty dry. We do not seem to have any rain forecast for the day, but we all know what Spa's like. We could have rain anytime. We could have snow. We might even stay dry for the day. What luck would that be at Spa? So the drivers will now teleport over to the grid to start their formation lap. Because it is sim racing, they don't have to drive all the way from the pits to the grid. And that's where a driver would normally feel out the grip for the session, figure out how the track feels. But of course, they've just had that warm-up session for that, so they don't need to worry too much about what a heavy car is going to feel like on these tyres. Of course, there will be pit stops needed. They do need to use 2 compounds of the tyres throughout the race, just like a real Formula 1 event. Again, they have the soft, medium and hard to choose from. They don't have to use 2 compounds if it rains, however. If it starts wet, finishes wet, they can stay on 1 set of tyres. Not recommended. And very unlikely at Spa. And then we have drivers lining up for the lights to go out for the formation lap. And there we have it. Reinhardt sets off. Small grid on your screens there. Only 13 cars with us for today. As I did mention in terms of the championship, Carlos Fenno is not here today. He leads the championship. But for how long if Danny can score a win, got a good chance of catching up. Maybe not overtaking, but definitely catching up. Reinhardt might have something to say about that. And we've got Prezi Speed in 3rd place. Starting ahead of his teammate as well, so a good chance for Cabeza Speed to close that gap just a little bit. Reinhardt's a long way off the rest of the field at the moment. He might choose to slow them down towards the end, as we've seen Cabeza Speed doing a lot of weaving there very early in the lap. We've got Reinhardt starting on the medium tyre as connection seems to drop. And it's gone back to warm up for some reason.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
So I'm not sure why the warm up was cancelled there. We're going back out onto track. We're having another warm up. I'm about to find out, I believe. Okay. Technical problems caused that little dilemma to happen. I believe we're going back to the grid for another formation lap, so it will be a few more moments before we get this race underway. And we have Mark Gamer Official shouting, "Go Reinhardt!" I don't think there's any worry at the moment. Reinhardt definitely setting the pace by a good margin in the qualifying session. However, we all know the race is a bit different. That first corner at La Source could create all sorts of dramas. We've seen it in the past. We'll see it again, no doubt. Hopefully, we don't see any such dramas today and we get some lovely, clean racing. Some fantastic overtakes. That's what we want. That's what we're here for. But let's see if your drivers can keep it clean, keep it tidy. Do everything they can. So there they go. We're away for the formation lap. So, to read you through the starting order then of your drivers for this round 12, which is looking slightly darker, Belgian Grand Prix. We have Benjamin Reinhardt on pole position, alongside is Rodriguez. Row 2 sees Gomez's speed alongside Nico Maimo, with Danny 01 alongside Asiete. Ivano in 7th with Michael C12 in 8th. Jeff is 9th, and Dejan on his debut rounding out the top 10. ZHD starts 11th alongside Bentz, Baldinger, and bringing up the grid. In 13th place is Carlos, 1982 Spain. Now I do apologise that I don't know anybody's real names. You will hear me using gamer tags. It's a bit 2001, I know, but this is the way this league operates. So we'll continue to do our best with pronunciations and getting things right. However, I am only human, so I may struggle a little bit, but that's all part of the fun, I believe. Still in Sector 1 as the car's not doing as much weaving, not being as aggressive on the tyres. Let's have a look at what everybody is on. So as we know, Reinhardt is starting on the medium tyre. Rodriguez also on the medium tyre. There's a speed medium as well. Nico Maimo is on the mediums too, yellow sidewall. Daniel 01 has gone for the soft, the red sidewall tyre, so that'll be quick at the start. As well as Asiete also on the soft. Ivano's chosen soft as well, so both house cars are going to be quick. Angle C12 in the Williams on the soft tyre. We have Jeff on the medium in the Alfa Romeo. And Dejan on medium as well. ZHD is on medium, and as you can see behind him, Benz Valdinger on the medium. And then we have Carlos, 1982 Spain, rounding out the grid on that soft tyre. So, there's a lot of different tyre choices here. It seems those at the front have all chosen the medium tyre, while those a little bit further back have chosen soft, where they feel it is going to be beneficial to them. Coming down towards final chicanes, seeing a little bit more lag. Again, this is a feature, if you'd like, of sim racing. It is over network, so there are always going to be latency issues from time to time. As Reinhardt now gears up, gets his car positioned. Start of this Grand Prix. Carlos Fenner says, where is MG? That's a very good question, Carlos. Rossi says, hi Carlos. Carlos, not racing today, as you all know. Still leading the championship, however, might just lead after this race is complete. We have all 13 cars lined up on the grid. As the lights on the gantry come on, we wait for them to go out, and there we go. So we're gone for the 2022 review. Someone's lost a rear wing already. I believe Daniel got a slow start there, but they make it around La Source just fine. A few cars going wide. We see a very warm car in the background there. As we're on board with Reinhardt as we come through Radion. Followed very closely by Rodriguez. It looks like all the cars are through nice and safe. Around until there comes now Rodriguez alongside Reinhardt, touching wheels. Reinhardt not giving up, telling Rodriguez he's going to have to make it stick if he's going to yield, but Rodriguez has made it stick. He's made it stick, so Rodriguez has taken first position, but Daniel 01 has also taken third position off Cabeza speed. So this is now a fight for the podium positions. We're seeing Reinhardt dropping a little way from Rodriguez. Don't forget they're all on the same tyre as well, so this is purely early pace that we're seeing. Daniel 01 just defending slightly from Cabeza speed there as they start to space themselves out just a little bit. very sideways from Daniel 1 on the exit there. And this is the view from Cabeza Speed. Just watching the 3 cars ahead all battle it out. We're seeing positions change further back as Jeff loses a position to Hazeti HD. Dejan has got himself up into 8th place as well. We've seen dust kicked up around Blanchimont. No apex is taken just yet. Down towards the bus stop chicane. Nobody's close enough to make a move just yet there. All settling in for the rest of this race. Don't forget, there's a lot of laps to go here. 22 in total, so you don't want to be making any mistakes just yet. As we're seeing, Jeff has no front wing. This is the reason Jeff has lost a position. Is he going to come into the pits and sort that out? He is indeed. Hazeti HD down in 11th place, also missing a front wing. Ivan's into the pits as well, as is Bent Valdingen. Bent Valdingen is not on the grid, so he may have DNF'd. I believe he has. He's not going to be coming out onto the track for the rest of this Grand Prix. That's a shame. However, Carlos 1982 making up all of those positions. Sits in 9th right now, having points once again. Says GM, I believe that's good morning. Good morning to you all. As we're watching Asiite now in the fray. This battle for 1st to 5th now. 1st to 6th because Mangle C12's brought himself into the battle as well. Again, I did mention the softer tyres may... Wow, that was very wide for Mangle C12. The soft tyres may be faster at this stage of the race, but they are going to wear out faster. Drivers will have to watch that. Rodriguez has lost 1st place. Reinhardt has taken that position back, so Rodriguez may have made a mistake there, which allows Reinhardt through, so that means he's got to do all that work again. Rodriguez in that Aston Martin car has come unstuck a few times this season. Just needs to keep it neat and tidy to bring home those points. We're seeing a lot of dust kicked up again there, and Mangle C12 all over the back of that CT. Is he going to go down into the bus stop? No, not quite. Cabeza Speed looking at his teammate as well. And Mangle C12 just thinking about where he's going to make this move stick. He's really close. Is he going to do it into the source? He's looking. He's not having a go though. Trying to carry as much speed as he can on the exit there. Coming down towards Alruve and Radion once again. Of course, you're not going to go sideways through there. Not in sim racing. Mangle C12's lost it. He's lost it coming over Radion. Lost his front wing. Thankfully, there's no more damage than that. So that's a 6-car battle down to a 5-car battle as Asiite gets ahead of Cabeza Speed. Oh, nice and tidy. Just very well done not to make contact there. That looked a bit dicey indeed. But Asiite up into 4th place on those soft tyres now. Cabeza Speed losing out. And doing a very good job indeed not to make contact. Rodriguez now falling behind Reinhardt just a little bit. Danny 01 just keeping it neat and tidy. Trying to keep those contenders up ahead in check. However, Danny 01 is on the soft tyre, so you would expect him to find a little bit more pace. Maimo is now in 6th place. Mangle C12 dropping all the way down into 8th at the moment. Might lose out again as Carlos 1982 may have a chance to catch and get past. With no front wing on that Williams, it's going to be awful to drive. He does have the indication on screen that shows he is going into the pits. He will be going to repair that car, which means that Carlos 1982 may indeed get that position. A little bit further back, we've got Jeff all on his own, Zeti all on his own, Ivan coming out of the pits again, and Bant Valdingen still in the pits, not coming back out onto circuit. Now Danny 01 setting new best times. Not by much over the leaders though, so Benjamin Reinhardt did a lap 144.833, and Daniel 1 at 144.824, so just 100 in it between the top 3 at the moment. We've seen Reinhardt coming through Lacoum. And that is a lap car ahead, so that lap car could throw caution to these 3, battling for these podium positions. There's a speed, not yet sending the charge back to Asiite. I assume that will come a little bit later on when those soft tyres start to wear. Now it's the medium tyre that is losing out on performance, with that Haas car right in the middle of the Alpine drivers. It does look like Asita is going to be charging on Danny soon, both on the soft tyres. Daniel just can't seem to make them work at this stage of the Grand Prix. We have Beza Speed, who gained a little bit around those last few corners. He's now quite close to the back of Asita. Will we see? Will we see Beza Speed make a move, or will we see Asita make one first? Asita wide on the exit of Blanchimont there. That dust will not help his tyres. He wants to the middle of the road from Asita. Again, that's going to slow down his entry into the bus stop. Does Beza Speed have a chance here? Not sending it this time around. Both drivers just keeping it nice and tidy for the moment. We're on lap 5. 22 total laps to go. As Benjamin Reinhardt now sets the fastest lap of the race. 1:44.768. Daniel 1:1:46.208, so definitely a mistake there. We do see a yellow flag in sector 1, but I'm not sure who that is for. Can't see anybody off the road at the minute. But Ivan 01 has binned it at the top of Radion. So that may be Ivan 01 just out for the rest of the race. That is unfortunately Ivan 01 out. Taking no further part in this race. That's such a shame. So that's 2 retirements now. So we have 11 cars left circulating this very long track. And you would expect a lot more space to have opened up than what we have right now. What's happened to Buzzer Speed? Buzzer Speed seems to have dropped quite a long way behind Asita now. Just 4 seconds. So Buzzer Speed must have made a mistake there. 1 second he was following very, very closely. The next second he was throwing up dust and lagging out. So that's a shame for the Alpine driver. However, there will be a chance later on, no doubt. And Daniel 1 is gaining ever so slightly on Rodriguez at the moment. Reinhardt untouchable for the moment. Just watching these tyres struggle. And there's Rodriguez going off the circuit, out of the source. I'm not sure if that will mean he has to slow down, make sure he doesn't gain an advantage. Daniel 1 is definitely catching that Aston Martin now. We've seen this before where Rodriguez has very fast pace but does make a lot of mistakes, which costs the Aston Martin driver. If he could keep it neat and tidy, he'd certainly score a lot more points than what he does. And Daniel 1 not fazed by it. He thinks that's an opportunity for him to score some more, to close that gap up to Carlos Fenno in the championship. And I'm sure Carlos Fenno watching doesn't want that to happen. It's a nice, easy ride to the end of the championship, no doubt. Though he does like a fight, does Carlos Fenno. He does like a good battle on circuit. Spoken to the Ferrari driver a few times, and we don't have a Ferrari car on circuit today. That may hurt in the team's championship. Daniel 1 still taking tenths out of Rodriguez on each of these sectors. Almost half a second around sector 2 just then. You can see Rodriguez, Daniel 1's getting closer and closer and closer. Asita is dropping back a little bit now. Maybe preserving those soft tyres. Happy with the points he's got at the moment. Again, it's not often you see a Haas car so far up. At least it wasn't last year. Now setting fastest lap of the race. Really trying to close the gap up to the 2 ahead. Rodriguez is still 1.4 seconds back from Reinhardt, so not being dropped and not closing up. Very similar lap times from the 2 drivers ahead, but Daniel 1's now on a charge. He's found a way to make those soft tyres work. He's found a way to eat into the lap times of the 2 drivers ahead. And this is going to be a battle that evolves over the next few laps. if those tyres can last. Don't forget, the softer tyre will wear out faster than the medium tyre. The two drivers ahead are on the medium. So we expect Benjamin and Rodriguez to go into this Grand Prix before needing to make their pit stop. It will most likely be a one-stop race, however. Spa rarely sees a two-stop race. See in the distance there, Asiete still in shot wherever there's a long enough straight. Beza Speed still maintaining where he is on track at the moment. There's no other battle out there right now. Dejan is now 2 laps behind, so Dejan is in the pits. So Dejan must have had some drama somewhere and is unfortunately out on his debut. With Danny and Rodriguez as that gap gets ever closer. Rodriguez setting green sectors all the time, trying to increase the gap as he does that lap around. But Danny alone closes ever closer through that source. Under a second. So that is DRS territory. Let's see what Danny can do as he comes across to the DRS zone. Flap wide open on the Alpine. It's not enough to get alongside this time around, but Danny LVF1 smells a position. Rodriguez doesn't want that to happen, but Danny wants those points. Danny wants to take it and stand higher on that podium. But I wonder how hard Rodriguez will fight this, knowing that Danny's on a different strategy. Knowing that Rodriguez himself has had so many battles that ended in disaster, maybe they have to let it slide and just stand on the podium for once. Who knows? We're certainly going to find out. Around the trickiest section of the track, it's so easy to lose the front or the rear. On the brakes, turning on throttle. Don't forget these cars, they're 600 kilograms and over 1,000 brake horsepower pushed through those wheels when the batteries are activated. So it's very, very difficult to keep the cars in a straight line. There's no traction control to stop the wheels from spinning, no ABS to stop the wheels from locking. This is all driver skill. Once again, Daniel wants a little bit closer, wing wide open into the pitch straight down towards the source, not close enough for Rodriguez just yet. The gap now under half a second. Of course, it does mean that Danny LVF1's now going to lose downforce through Radiant and Eau Rouge, which is going to hurt those tyres quite a lot, but it was a long time for them to cool down along the Kemmel Straight. Wing wide open once again. Rodriguez now thinking about defending. It's enough this time around. Danny LVF1 very squiggly on the brakes there. They come through Lacoon. Down through these tricky downhill corners. The next one can really catch you out on the exit. Neither driver chancing it with that inside curve. Down towards... What? Go on. Thinking in the corners, very, very wrong in my head. Seeing the gap open up just slightly through the twisty sections. These two fight and fight and fight. You can see on your screen this battle for second place is getting quite tense, getting quite heated. And I'm just wondering if that's the same for Danny LVF1's tyres. There we go, across the line again. Is Reinhardt falling back a bit? The gap's now just about a second, which means Rodriguez might soon have DRS himself against Benjamin Reinhardt here. As well as that, Asiete starting to close up a little bit as well. The gap was almost 4 seconds a few laps ago. It's now 3 seconds. So if these three start battling, you should see Asiite going wide in the distance. These three could start having a three-way fight and then a four-way fight. Daniel has dropped off a little bit now, the gap opening up. As Rodriguez has found in himself just a little bit more pace, pushing the car a little bit harder. But remember, he needs to keep it on track, he needs to keep his focus to stop himself from making any mistakes, which would be such a shame. After trying for so many times and coming unstuck. We need to see an Aston Martin on the podium, I am sure. Nothing too dramatic happening at the moment. We're going to go trackside with Rodriguez because you can see he's a bit closer to Reinhardt than Danny 01 is to him now. Danny 01's outside of the DRS zone again, which might give Rodriguez a bit of a breathing room and a chance to really attack. Of course, we're seeing a difference in tyres as well, as Reinhardt bails for the pits. Reinhardt has gone in, that promotes Rodriguez to the lead of the race. Now Reinhardt needs a good pit stop and a good outlap if he's going to remain ahead of Rodriguez when Rodriguez stops. And Rodriguez needs to put in a blinder if he's going to come out ahead when he makes his pit stop. Of course, these drivers do have their own choice of strategy. They are not tied in to using all of the tyre. Danny 01 seems to be really pushing it. Still on that soft tyre, 11 laps in, we're halfway through this Grand Prix now. Rodriguez leads Danny 01 from Cabeza Speed and Reinhardt in 4th place, out on circuit just ahead of Nico Maimo. Nico Maimo having DRS all the way down the Kemmel Straight into the Lacoum chicane. And then Lacoum the right-hander afterwards. But I think Maimo knows better than to go chasing fights, he's not really in. And the battle seems to have calmed down a little bit now at the front. We're all going to be watching with keen interest as to what happens during these pit stops. We've also seen that ZHD is not continuing on either. So we have 4 drivers that have not managed to finish this Grand Prix. As I did mention, they are so difficult to drive these cars. There are no driver aids to help you. You are on your own, which means that we have only 9 cars circulating now. So thank you for sticking with us. There may be a lot of space between the drivers, but they are all doing their best to entertain us all they can. No pit stops then from either of the drivers at the front. Will Cabeza Speed make a stop? No, he won't. So Reinhardt does get an outlap through and has a chance to really show whether those soft tyres can work in this later stage of the race. He knows from Danny 01 that he can make them last half of the Grand Prix. But will they be any good as Danny 01 is still dropping further behind Rodriguez? Rodriguez still has the fastest lap of the race, but will Reinhardt be able to go any faster? Maimo sat there in 5th, dropping way back behind Reinhardt, but staying a long way ahead of Asiite. Don't forget, it wasn't so long ago that Asiite was up in this battle. The top 4. Unfortunately, he has fallen back, for the moment at least. There's a good chance that Asiite could find himself a little bit further up when all the pit stops equalise. Jeff, having another solid performance, is currently in 7th place. Remember, he started outside of the top 10. Carlos 1982 started right at the back of this Grand Prix. Still circulating in 8th place and some good points. Mangle C12 is also in the pits, and that's a DNF as well. So 8 cars remain in this Grand Prix. Only 8 left. Neither of the front runners heading for the pits, it seems. Oh, Danny 01 is. Danny 01's in on that soft tyre. So Rodriguez going long. Now it's going to be interesting to see where Cabeza Speed is also in. So double stack for the Alpine team. Reinhardt comes through ahead of both drivers, no doubt. I think he'll have quite a margin there ahead of Danny01. Nico Maimo is going to come around La Source and be quite close. There's a good chance for Nico Maimo to make a move here. He's ahead of Cabeza Speed, but Danny01 is just in the distance, really close to Maimo now. Maimo's going to have DRS through the Kemmel Straight. Will he fancy an overtake? Is he going to fancy pushing that AlphaTauri one position higher? Danny01's very defensive. Maimo doesn't fancy it. He's not chancing it. He's happy with his points for the moment. So Rodriguez is all there, out there on his own. Reinhardt is setting fastest laps, however, 2 seconds faster than what Rodriguez has managed. But of course he needs to make the tyres last as well. He cannot throw caution to the wind. He must make those tyres last, otherwise he's going to come under some great difficulty towards the end of this Grand Prix. Danny01 clear of Nico Maimo. I don't think there's any risk there for the Alpine driver to be overtaken. Twitch chat is quiet. Everybody feeling the tension for these drivers. 8 of them left circulating. Those who have not finished the race, we have Valdinger, Ivano, Kovacic, ZHD, and Mangle C12. I believe we have Jeff in the pits there. Nope. Was it Carlos 1982? May have been indeed. So they may have just made their pit stop. As Josetti's in the pits, Rodriguez has just come out of the pits. I apologise. I did see a pit notification. So Reinhardt has the lead by quite a long way. So Reinhardt's coming up the top of Radion, and Rodriguez is only just coming up now. Reinhardt isn't even in your shot. Well, he is now. So that has really spread the field quite a lot now. Danny01's quite a long way behind on the medium tyres. Maimo's still there in 4th. Cabeza Speed's all the way down in 6th place. So Asiite has leapfrogged one Alpine driver. Not managed to get ahead of the other. Maimo's soon going to find himself under attack from Asiite. Asiite keeps lapping at the rate he is. The Reinhardt's now setting purple after purple after purple. This Williams car at the very top of the field right now. I suppose this will be an exciting day if you're a Williams fan. We know that we have a Reinhardt fan in the chat. Who else do we have in the chat? Let us know in the comments. So who do we have that's close? I believe the closest to anyone is this battle for 3rd or 5th. Maimo right in the thick of it right now. Having a nice, clean and consistent race for some very consistent points. Nico Maimo just proving how dependable as a driver is. Doesn't really make many mistakes, doesn't really cause many dramas. Might not have the outright pace that Carlos Fenno has, but then who does? Always scoring some solid points. Cabeza Speed sets a purple sector 2. Reinhardt sets a purple sector 1. And Rodriguez not quite having an opportunity to challenge for the lead at this point in the race. We're on lap 15. There's 22 to complete. We're watching Nico Maimo all on his own at the moment, but he's the closest to anybody else. We have Asiite, who's 5 seconds behind and lapping faster. Danny01's 7 seconds clear. And lapping faster than Maimo as well. So I wonder whether Asiite, if we go on board, can see Maimo in the distance just as he's coming through Pouan there. Still dropping a gear on the way in from Asiite. Can stay on board to listen to the engine for just a little bit as we watch Asiite trying to close up to the AlphaTauri. See the slip in these tyres with that unrealistic steering angle. You see the dash information beautifully displayed on your screens. As the car struggles through Blanchiment with all that downforce into the bus stop chicane, and you see Nico Maimo ever closer there as Asite has a lot of slip, almost sideways through the second part of the bus stop. Danny 01 in the pits again. Danny 01's been off. So Danny 01 has left the track at La Source, and that has allowed Nico Maimo through. Nico Maimo's in the podium position. So now it's not Nico Maimo that Asite is chasing, it's Danny 01. You can see Asite in the distance there. So Nico Maimo says, thank you very much, I'll take that, I'll keep it neat and tidy, I'll stay on track and I'll take a podium position. Thank you very much, Danny. Danny now has to think about keeping it clean and tidy if he's going to score enough points to start chasing Fenno. Carlos Fenno will be breathing a sigh of relief, no doubt. Less points to worry about in the championship there. Don't forget, Carlos Fenno leads with Danny 01 in second. Cabeza Speed in third, but Cabeza Speed's in 6th place right now. Lapping quite quickly on these tyres, however, but he is 12 seconds behind Asite, so he needs to get a hustle on if he's going to catch. Carlos 1982 is in the pits. His pit stop is a long way off the rest of the field now. Just 1 minute and 1 second. So not in a position to challenge anybody, as we're seeing Reinhardt come around there looking to get past Carlos 1982. However, just because he's slow doesn't mean he's not going to score points. He's in 8th place as Carlos 1982, so keeping it clean, even though you're slower, does mean you get to score some championship points. Carlos 1982 lets the leader through. Rodriguez not really closing the gap at all at the moment, but Maimo in 3rd place will be loving this. And then you have Danny 01 trying to chase. So Danny 01's got past the Cabeza Speed earlier on, and then he didn't have to pass Asite on track, did he? So this could be interesting. So these two haven't had a little bit of a fight all race long. But it's about to happen just now, I believe. If Asite can keep it clean, that was a big lockup. Coming down the hill there from Asite. Are these tyres not doing the business for Asite? Don't forget, Danny 01 made that mistake on the last lap. Lost around 8 seconds in the lap times he needed to be doing. This is the closest battle on circuit, however. Nobody else any closer than this. But Danny 01 is starting to close the gap on Maimo ahead. And again, when you start battling in any sort of race car, it does slow you down, and it will allow Asite to close up if those two have a bit of a ding-dong. I see many positions changing. Rodriguez has been in the pits again, and Maimo's been in the pits again. So I'm wondering whether they all felt the need to change for a second stop. That promotes Danny up into second, who's now 26 seconds off the lead. In the distance there you can see Rodriguez now has Asite all over the back of him. These two could fight for quite a while, both on the same compound tyre. We know that Rodriguez has had some real pace. Does this mean that Reinhardt will feel like the need to stop while he has the track advantage, while he has space on circuit? Danny 01 on the medium, he might not need to stop. However, Rodriguez and Aceite's just dropped back a little bit, so I'm wondering if he had another lock-up. Oh, he's on the medium tyre, so Aceite might not have the tyre to chase Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is right on the back of Daniel 1 right now. So this is a little bit of entertainment towards the end of this Grand Prix. There are 4 laps to complete after this. We're on lap 18. Rodriguez needs to get a charge on. He's going to chase down Reinhardt. But I think Daniel 1 goes defensive. It's not enough. Into bus stop. Rodriguez takes that position calmly and cleanly. And look at Aceite's right there on the back of Daniel 1 again. So Rodriguez back into that second place position. That pit stop not costing too much after all. There's a little bit of a wobble from Rodriguez coming out of the source. That could have been disastrous, but he kept it. Rebalanced himself. He's away early on now. With Aceite chasing down Daniel 1. Not quite in DRS this time around, but Daniel 1 does have it. As Rodriguez weaving all over the track to try and prevent Daniel 1 catching that toe. Aceite is in DRS zone now. All 3 drivers now having a bit of a battle. Rodriguez has gone wide. That's allowed Daniel 1 to close up ever closer. Characteristic mistake of the Aston Martin driver there. He needs to get his head down and focus on the rest of this Grand Prix. Only a few laps to hold it together for the Aston Martin driver and have a podium position. These drivers now finding it tricky. It's a long time to be racing. It's a long time around Spa in these cars with this much grip. Daniel 1's dropped back. He's out of DRS now. However, Aceite is there or thereabouts. The 1 second mark. He needs to bring himself a little bit closer if he's going to get it again. And that he does indeed. So he's going to have DRS up to the source. Daniel 1's not. Daniel 1's too far back. So Rodriguez is now going to get away. Aceite flat, wide open. Charging on Daniel 1. The final podium spot. Daniel 1 wants the points. Aceite wants the podium. Which way is it going to go? Let us know in the chat. Reinhardt out in front, not needing to make a pit stop. 30 seconds clear of Rodriguez so he can take it easy. Cost himself 10 seconds a lap and he still wouldn't get caught. Aceite having to go around the outside here into the Low chicane. He's made it stick all the way around side the Alpine driver there. Absolutely magnificent on the brakes. And Daniel 1 had no answer. As Aceite locks up around Bruxelles. That might give Danny a little bit of hope to come back at the harsh driver. Bring himself back up onto that podium position. But Aceite is right on the back of Rodriguez. I don't know whether Rodriguez slowed down or whether he made another mistake. This is an almighty battle for that second place. Daniel 1's on the gearbox of Aceite now. Cabeza Speed's just in the distance as well. So all 4 drivers for second place now. As Rodriguez just disappears a little bit as Aceite made another mistake. This is all going to be happening and kicking off on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Round 12 at Spa-Francorchamps. Belgian Grand Prix. Down to the bus stop. One more time to go. I believe we'll have another time after that. I'm reading it wrong. It's just that Reinhardt's so far ahead. He started the lap way early. Rodriguez doesn't want to hear that though. Aceite doesn't want to hear that. Daniel 1's on the gearbox once more. Has to be careful not to make contact. He's going to get that flap wide open. Both Aceite and Daniel 1 have that flap open. Aceite going defensive. Daniel 1 would have to do it around the outside. Doesn't do it this time around. Rodriguez just ahead. Cabeza Speed just behind. All 3 drivers being very careful not to make contact here as Aceite locks up again. from around Bruxelles. Daniel 1 applying the pressure beautifully, but there's Cabeza Speed right in the back of his teammate. Cabeza Speed's on the soft tyre. As we're seeing a lapped driver, I believe that's Nico Maimo getting out of the way. And these drivers come through nicely. I could have been Michael C12, I'm not sure which. I'm too interested on this battle right here. Rodriguez, Asiute, Daniel 1, Cabeza Speed, all fighting for second place at the end of this Grand Prix. Reinhardt has started the final lap already. As these three come down towards Blanchimont. Lots of defending happening right now. Everybody's within DRS zone of Rodriguez. Oh, so close on circuit. Cabeza Speed looking down the inside of his teammate there. Didn't make contact, thankfully. Everybody has their DRS wide open. Up to La Source. One final time. One final time. Down through Eau Rouge and Radion. The Kemmel Straight. Lacoum. Will anybody manage to make this stick? You can't go too wide through Eau Rouge. Yeah, that's better. Calm yourself down up through Radion now. Is anything going to happen down the Kemmel Straight? Don't forget, everybody's going to have DRS here. It's not going to give any one driver an advantage over another. I see it going defensive at the last moment. Cabeza Speed not feeling it this time. Very sideways through that chicane. Just sitting calmly. The view from Cabeza Speed looks like this. As we're seeing all drivers ahead of him, all fighting for this second place. Rodriguez seems to have made over a second away. Such exciting racing to round out the final moments of this Grand Prix. Speed gets so close to his teammate on the brakes. As we're going to see where Reinhardt is in just a moment. He crosses the line. There we go. Reinhardt wins. Round 12, the Belgian Grand Prix. Rodriguez looks safe. Asiete is not safe. Daniel 1's not safe. These guys all having a fight down towards the bus stop right now. Will anyone chance it? A last chance dive. Not this time around. Daniel 1 nearly loses it on the brakes. But Rodriguez comes home in second place. Asiete comes home in third, just with Cabeza Speed and Daniel 1 chasing. But Daniel 1 holds on to fourth place with Cabeza Speed in fifth. I believe that Nico Maimo's come across the line now in sixth place. Jeff is in seventh. Rounding Blanchimont. Coming up towards the bus stop now to bring home some very respectable points. In seventh place. And there he goes. The Alfa Romeo scoring consistently once again. Carlos 1982 is in the pits, has already finished, I believe, in 8th place. Those not finishing are Mangle C12, Josete HD, Dejan Kovacic on his debut, Ivano and Belts Valdinger. Well, there you have it, chat. What an exciting way to round out this Grand Prix. I hope you have all enjoyed that very much. We would normally do a driver commentary and chat at the end of a stream. However, I don't have time today. However, like I said, if you do want to get involved with Liga Virtual F1, get in touch with them. They're on Grid Finder. You've got their Twitch address. Their Discord is on there as well. Get in touch with them. Go racing. It's an absolutely fantastic community, and I'm sure you will enjoy the racing. And there is a good chance to get involved as well, because I believe they are looking to expand and improve. So keep an eye on that for the months to come. So, well done to your race winner, Benjamin Reinhardt, who wins at round 12. Well done to Rodriguez for that second place, and well done to Asiete for a storming end to that Grand Prix. Wow. 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 So, there you have it. Daniel 1, unfortunately missing out on the podium position, but I'm sure he'll be happy with that final few moments. And we're going to leave you now for the end of this race and the end of the commentary as well, because as mentioned, Charles wasn't here today, and Charles won't be around for the foreseeable future, and I won't have time to take part in any more commentary events either. So it is with great sorrow and disappointment that I won't be able to take part in any more of these. For how long, who knows? However, I'm sure there will be a new commentator to take my position, and I hope they do a job that is just as good. So with that, thank you all. Thank you for your chat, thank you for the racing, and thank you for the championship. I wish you all the best.